What is hedonic adaptation? That's a great question. If you know what it is, then that's great. If you don't know, then I'm glad you're here, because I think that this is a phrase that everybody should know. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. I want this video to be a little bit shorter. Hedonic adaptation, by its formal definition, is the process of being accustomed to a positive or negative stimulus, such that that stimulus is, or that the emotional effect of that stimulus is attenuated over time. Attenuated meaning that is reduced in value over time. So to put it simply, it just means that we get used to stuff, especially materialistically. It is just that we as humans have the psychological trait of our brain being hardwired to get used to stuff. And this is exactly why materialism is overrated. This is a quote by Harvard psychologist and author Dan Gilbert. He's a funny guy, smart guy. He's got a good TED Talk. His books aren't as highly rated as I thought that they would be, to be honest, so I personally haven't read them. But he says that wonderful things are especially wonderful at first, but then their wonderfulness wanes with repetition. And it's so true. It is, on a separate note, it's true that money does buy happiness to an extent up until a certain minimal threshold. For example, increases in income is directly correlated with increases in well-being up until about $75,000 a year. And I think that number is closer to about $100,000 now, just with the recent increases in inflation and wages and stuff like that. But the point is, money does buy happiness to a point, but after that, there's no correlation. And if you were to go out and if you were so privileged that you were able to buy a new car, a nice new car, or a big old house, it's going to seem awesome at first, but man, we get used to it quicker than you realize. And over time, it has zero correlation to our long-term sustainable well-being. I mean, how amazing is that? If you do have a little bit of extra spending money, for example, there are so many better ways to spend it than on materialistic items. Don't buy a super nice car. I know some people are into that, so I don't want to bash on them. Anyway. Man, there's so many other ways that we can spend that money in a better way. I know I just repeated myself. There are better ways to spend it in a better way. That doesn't make any sense. Sorry, it's late. I got to get to bed. My mind's been fuzzy all day now at this point. I'm tired, but I'm also exhilarated. I'm juiced up. I love filming videos, to be honest. It always gives me a bit of an energy boost. However, let's just end it. Let's wrap this up. I lost my train of thought, but I was going to say that, for example, spending our extra money on other people, donating it to charity, or buying somebody a gift that we don't really need but we know that they're going to appreciate, man, that not only really increases our well-being, it increases theirs as well. Spending money on experiences. All the studies show that on average, this is a way better booster of well-being than spending it materialistically. So let's just keep that in mind. I first heard about hedonic adaptation in the most popular Coursera class ever, The Science of Well-Being, taught by Yale University professor Dr. Laurie Santos. I took it about a year and a half ago. It's a short course, it's short and sweet. It's so beneficial. I'd recommend it to basically anybody, and you can take it anytime online for free on your own schedule. And I remember I'll never forget about hedonic adaptation. It's one of the many things from that course that stuck with me. So I really hope that it sticks with you. Again, we are just hardwired to get used to material things. So let's be less materialistic because of hedonic adaptation. You get the point. I'll wrap it up. Thank you for listening. I hope that it sticks with you. I hope that you found some value, and I'll catch you in the next one. Namaste.